Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I am Kellie Raspberry Evans.
Hello, I'm Alan.
That's my husband, Alan Evans, and we are recording this episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin', propped up in our bed.
First time we've ever done this, babe.
It's the first time we've ever done that.
Let's paint a visual picture for our listeners.
Well, it's a 4-poster bed. It's a Bernhardt, and Alan hated this bed when we first became a married couple.
Those are strong. That's a strong
You hated
word.
this
I didn't
bed.
hate it.
You did.
No, I
You
didn't.
said you wanted a king size bed
I
because
didn't
this is
hate
a queen size 4-poster bed. I'll be honest, it's probably a little, what's the word?
It's very traditional.
Traditional. It's very traditional.
Yeah.
I've probably fallen out of love with this bedroom set.
Well, I think it's very comfortable, and I disagree with the word you used there. I don't think I ever said I hated this.
You were used to king size beds
Now,
even as a single man.
Yeah, I had a
and
king.
You wanted to sprawl out, but then when we went, you know, with the queen, we were on top of each other all the time. But then we went to a hotel and stayed at a king size bed. You didn't like that because you couldn't touch me.
Right.
But now we've been married a year and a half. We're fine. We don't need to be on top of each other in bed all the time.
It depends on the time of year. Like this time of year, I kind of like to be close because I get some warmth.
I'm here for body heat.
Just body warmth. But in the summer,
Don't touch me.
Stay away. I need to be sprawled out in my manties with one leg over the bed and up my arm over here on the nightstand. Because, it's kind of a skinny mattress.
Well, maybe that's the next thing we look at for the house. Maybe rethinking our master bedroom. Because I'm kind of tired of looking at it. I've had this bedroom set since before John F. Kennedy Jr. died.
Whoa.
Do the math. Because I had just bought my first house, and this was my furniture I bought for it. And I remember lying in this bed. When I woke up, I heard the news that JFK Jr. had died. So it's at least that long.
And let's be honest about what we're doing in bed. I mean, we're not only podcasting from bed,
Right.
in bed, but we're also watching live as we speak. We are watching the AFC Championship game. The score is New England 17, Kansas City 21.
Yes.
And there's only 4 minutes left, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to move the podcast in here so we could watch the last couple of minutes.
Some of us are going to pay attention more to the podcast.
I'm going to give this podcast 100%, but I'm going to have one eye open over here on the game.
And 100% and 50% to the game.
And I'm going to be gripping my pillow tight as well.
Yeah, because we've already had one NFL game. I mean, but by the time everybody hears this is Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, by the way, and we do want to acknowledge that it's a holiday for a really great man. And I was telling Alan tonight before we started the podcast, we didn't really study Martin Luther King's legacy when I was in school. We didn't really I think we just kind of glazed over it in class. That was, way a long time ago. But I found, just like doing a little bit of online research, I was like, well, I know about the I Have a Dream speech. We know, about the assassination, but I was just doing a little bit of research on him. And it's really interesting stuff. His name's not really Martin.
Are you doing the rundown right now?
No, I'm just talking because it's Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, I know that.
But did you know his name's not really Martin?
No, I don't think I did know that.
It's Michael.
Is that right?
He's Michael King Jr.
I did not know that.
Father. I didn't either. I just looked this up, and maybe people are learning this in school. I don't know. And maybe I was duped by a website, but it seemed legit. But they said his name was Michael. His father's name was a reverend. And he went to a religious conference, and he was so moved by the teachings of Martin Luther, the founder of Lutheran religion, that he changed his name to Martin Luther King. And so his son then became Martin Luther King Jr., but he was 5 years old when that happened. And so everybody in his closest family and friend called him Mike up until he died.
How about that?
But in the public, he was Martin. I did not know that.
I had no idea.
I didn't either. He was incredibly smart. They said they took him to school when he was 5, but where he went to school, that was too young to enroll, so he had to come back the next year. But he was so intelligent that he skipped first grade, ended up skipping several grades, including his senior year, enrolled in college at the age of 15.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, when you learn about this man, he was a brilliant man.
I had no idea.
And that he was actually a bit of a reluctant at first activist. You know, the bus boycott when Rosa Parks refused to get off the bus in Montgomery. So they were going to, 4 days later was when the bus boycott started. And they said 40,000 African Americans who rode the bus every day made up 75% of the bus membership. This is stuff I'm learning, y'all, so y'all have to forgive me about the specific stuff.
We're sandwiching some history lessons.
Right. They said that at first he didn't think the boycott was such a good idea. He thought it could cause even bigger problems. But then when the people talked to him about what they were trying to accomplish with the boycott, he got on board and then started having meetings in his home. And that's when he started to become the face of the boycott, in addition to Rosa Parks. And his home was bombed. Wow. Yeah. It was really just so much interesting stuff. I'm going to make it a point to read more about him. But we all know about his I Have a Dream speech delivered in front of 250,000 people during the 1963 March on Washington. I made a couple notes because I'm really bad at dates. And that the man who killed him, who was accused of killing him, James Earl Ray, who confessed to doing it, and rather than have a jury trial, he decided, because that would have given him, if they found him guilty, the death penalty, he went ahead and pleaded guilty, so he got 99 years. And then he later said he didn't do it. And then Martin's, I think, son went to talk to him. And after talking to him, he was convinced he didn't do it either. That it was part of this conspiracy and this was the fall guy. Yeah,
I've heard it's a conspiracy, like like JFK's assassination. Yeah. Which was definitely a conspiracy.
So anyway, it's just really a lot of interesting, I was just fascinated by the facts I was learning. Because the basics. I think everybody has the overview of who Martin Luther King Jr. was. But to really dig down deep and discover why he was such a great man in detail.
Yeah. That's really cool information, babe. Honestly, I did not.
I didn't either.
I did not know all that stuff.
I was just Googling some stuff.
I think one thing that I really respected about Dr. King, just knowing about his activism from a distance, was that activism in those days was through peace.
Right. Peaceful process. Peaceful protests.
Peaceful protests.
Not drinking.
Walking arm in arm. The I Have a Dream speech, and kind of the same. If you've ever seen the movie Gandhi, have you ever seen the movie Gandhi?
I have not seen Gandhi.
He was another peaceful activist, and I think, not to try to get into what's happening today, but I think the way people protest. Activism has really changed over the years. Yeah.
You still have some people that have tried to do the peaceful route, but those don't make the news.
That's right. That's right. Those don't make the news. Exactly right.
And that's probably during Dr. King's time. There were violent protests as well. Of course. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, we do want to acknowledge that it is Martin Luther King's birthday. The celebration of his birthday was actually last week, but that's today.
And you are off work.
Yep. They gave us the day off from work today to honor that holiday.
And we have all the kids.
Yep. Except right now while we're recording the podcast. They're all hither and yon.
Yeah. We have no kids right now.
Yeah. Everybody, the boys love to stay at the grandparents because they're treated like kings.
Hey, you know what? There are no kids here. We got a little video running.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
A little brown chicken, brown cow before the first sponsor?
No, Alan, that's gross. Oh. But we are going to talk today about Alan. We're on a weight loss program. We told you a little bit about last week. We had to give each other shots in the butt.
Mm-hmm. We did.
We'll talk about that. That was really interesting. We're also going to talk about, I'm really excited about, is anybody else excited like I am, about Chris Pratt and Katherine Schwarzenegger getting married? I don't know why I'm so happy about this, but I am. Just like I was happy for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And for us, honey, I was equally as happy. Well, I was more happy for us, but I'm super happy about Chris Pratt.
I was happy for Chris Pratt. He seems like a nice guy.
He does, doesn't he? He's a good Christian boy. I just like him so much, and he's not afraid to share his belief and his faith. I love that about him. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and the average costs of weddings right now. I was blown away.
Weddings? Why are we doing weddings in January?
Because we're talking about people are planning their weddings now.
Oh.
To get married later in the year.
I don't know that. Yeah, because I don't really think about that.
When did we get engaged?
February
11th. And so I immediately started wedding planning. This is stuff it's kind of interesting. And
Are we going to talk any football? I mean,
we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk
today.
about football. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. And then
our listeners demand football talk.
Wrap up a little bit with this great. I was talking to my attorney the other day. Don't need to go into detail about that.
You dropping a dime?
Well, people have attorneys all the time. Is that a
you got him on retainer? You
no,
dropping a dime?
I don't have him on retainer. But I was talking to him, and he was asking about my kids, and I was asking about his. And he gave me a really great piece of parenting advice, and I'm going to share that with y'all. And that's how we're going to end the show today.
Nice.
But first, since we are trying this new healthy living, we're doing so great, honey. We are We've just completed 6 days. We haven't cheated. We have been doing great.
Babe, it's crazy. I'm 8.5 pounds down in 6 days.
I'm down 5, right? In 6 days.
That's a lot for both of us.
Yeah, but men
we're doing really well.
And I'm not discouraged that he lost more than me because men always lose more than women because of their muscle mass. And I'm cool with, I've got one more day for it to be a full week. If I could lose just 1 more pound, I'll be really excited. But so I worked out today a little bit.
You did?
Yes,
I did.
Oh, yeah,
you did.
You
sure did.
I am behind on Manifest. Is anybody watching Manifest? Alan won't watch it with me. Did you watch the first episode of Manifest with me?
And then I became very confused.
Well, the plane crashed, and now the people when they they didn't crash. Excuse me. The plane landed, and when they landed, they found out that like 5 years had passed.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so
right.
now, but it's so weird because everybody just kind of, after about 30 minutes, everybody kind of accepted, 5 years has passed. Well, come on back and pick up your life where it left off, which is really kind of weird the way they did that. But, people are dying, some of the passengers on the plane. It's just, so I'm playing catch up because I was 2 episodes behind. So what I did today was while you were in the front working on some stuff. I don't know what you were doing in the front. I pulled out the jump sport trampoline and I got in front of the TV and I bounced for 20 minutes while I watched the show. Because you know why? With a jump sport workout trampoline, 20 minutes of extra jumping, rebounding, easy on the joints. Not really. I was getting a little warm because I was working up, my heart was going and stuff, a little tiny little sweat. But 20 minutes of rebounding is equal to like 30 minutes of exercising. And you burn more calories rebounding on a jump sport than you would with running, which I tried to do, but I don't like running. Bouncing I can do. And I can do it while I'm watching TV.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what age you are, babe. You seen the boys over there jumping on it today?
Yep, they're enjoying it. And they're getting exercise and don't know it.
Cole and Dylan got on the jump sport. So it doesn't really matter what your age or skill level, whether you're rehabbing from an injury, maybe you're an extreme athlete like us, babe. Jump sport will work for you. You can do light jumping, high intensity cardio, interval training, and even bar workouts.
Yeah, these are the same trampolines because the quality of them is so excellent. Not like the cheap ones you find in the store. They use them in gyms because they can take jump after jump after jump with hundreds and hundreds of clients. I know it burns calories. I know that rebounding helps decrease cellulite.
Yeah, it does.
I'm really excited to see the results of that.
So jumpstart your new year with the best deal ever at 25% off, guys. 25% off any 300 or 500 series fitness trampoline. Go to jumpsport.com, enter our code SANDWICH at checkout. Again, that's jumpsport.com, promo code SANDWICH for 25% off. Jumpsport.com, promo code SANDWICH. This is an exclusive deal.
It is.
You only get it from a sandwich and some lovin'.
Man, I wish you were watching Manifest with me. It is good. I'm still 1 episode behind.
Okay, so the premise is
it's some sort of government conspiracy.
But they're reintroduced to their former life 5 years later, right?
Except everything's fallen apart because if you thought I died in a plane crash, because they assumed it was a crash that the bodies and the plane wreckage was never recovered, you probably in those 5 years moved on, maybe found new love. And you've got a new family. And then suddenly I show up and like, hey, I'm still here and I haven't aged. You're 5 years older, but I'm still the same, but you're falling in love with somebody else, So what are you supposed to do? That's some of the dilemmas.
Right.
And they think they're going crazy. They're hearing voices. So it's that kind of thing. I'm enjoying it. It's a little intense for me.
Remember Castaway? Same bit.
It wasn't Castaway. It was
Castaway.
It was Lost.
No, it was Castaway.
With Tom Hanks?
Yeah, you remember Tom Hanks on the island? He was on the island for, I don't know, 15 years or 20 years, and he comes back, and Helen Hunt had moved on.
But that wasn't a supernatural thing.
No, but I'm saying
that was just he was.
I'm saying it's the same premise, though.
Nobody said that but you. Everybody's saying it's the same premise as Lost, where the people crashed on the plane and all that
Lost?
weird. You didn't watch Lost?
No, I didn't watch Lost. I know what Lost is. My family was big into Lost. My mom and dad were big into Lost. But then they eventually became kind of disillusioned with it.
Because it got so...
Like,
I did too.
Is this ever going to end?
I did too. And when it ended, I don't even know how it ended because I gave up on it. It got so messed up. It was like, do y'all know where you're going with this? And I quit watching.
Is this going to turn into like Lost, though, where it like never ends?
I don't know. We're only in season 1. They took a brief winter break and came back. So everybody can catch up if you want to watch it with me. I'm 1 episode behind. The little boy was kidnapped and he's being held in some mysterious home. That's where I'm at right now. I'm going to watch that next tomorrow. And I'm going to do it while I'm jumping on Jump Sport.
You know, I always wanted to have a kid named Wilson because of
that?
because of the volleyball in Castaway.
A bloody ball. That always grossed me out.
I thought that was one of the most... Remember when he was treading water? Wilson!
I know.
Wilson!
I know, he was crazy at that point.
His volleyball friend was floating away.
But it was blood. That's what I didn't
like. It was his hand.
It was gross.
No, it symbolized a lot of things.
Well, Alan and I are on this new healthy kick. We're trying new things. And, we're being really, really, really strict right now with our eating. We've eliminated sugars and carbs, and it's honestly not been as hard as I thought it would be. I mean, I know with you, it's like...
Are we talking about the program?
The program we're on. I've just learned to say no. I live, like Michelle Pfeiffer said, how do you stay so in such great shape, Michelle Pfeiffer? How do you look so good after all these years? She said, I live my life saying no. And that's what I found. We've had to go out to 2 different social events, and I just say, no, thank you. No,
and everyone
no,
looks
thank
at
you.
Everyone looks at you like you're kind of strange.
No, they just move on after a while. But I had about 15 waiters come by passing those past hors d'oeuvres that are so good.
I think they're used to us partaking.
I'm talking about the other event when I went when you weren't there. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, it's a free open bar? No, thank you. You know how hard that was for me to say no to free alcohol? Really tough.
Man. Well, with that thing we were at last night, they come with this big plate of fried mozzarella.
We're like, no,
with
thank
marinara.
You.
And I'm
no,
like, oh my gosh, no, I just had my 5 ounces of chili an hour ago. I'm fine.
Okay. It's okay. We're going to do it, and we're doing great. But because we are on a restricted caloric intake right now, we do these shots in the butt. And because Alan and I, we can handle this. We can do this. And so we give them to each other.
Whoa.
And we were shown how to do it. And this was the first time we actually did it. A little disclosure. We don't need to go into great detail. Alan and I had a fight before it was time to give the butt shots.
Yes, I really wanted to jam it in her butt.
So actually, he left the room for a while. He was going to come back and revisit butt shots until he calmed down, which I thought was probably a good idea.
Yeah, till I calmed down.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't the one that walked out of the room needing to calm down.
Well, I was there.
I was ready to drop
I was
trowel.
standing there with the needle. I said, are we going to do this or not?
Yeah, because you should have seen him.
There's a bunch
he dropped down on his knees.
There's a bunch of hemming and hawing.
You should have seen the look on his face, and he was holding that needle. I'm like...
And I said...
You're not being very nice right now.
I said, okay, well, you don't want to do this right now. We'll do this later. That's pretty much how it went.
And about, 20 minutes later, would you say?
Yeah, it really wasn't that hard. All you got to do, here's basically what you got to do.
It really wasn't that bad.
You grab the other person's cheek, you hold the hypodermic needle kind of like a pencil, and then you stick it in, and then you slowly squeeze in the serum. It's not that hard. And it really didn't hurt. I tried to
squeeze it in a little bit quicker because I thought... My thing was when I was pulling the needle out, I kind of did it sideways, so I thought that hurt you. But you said it didn't.
It didn't hurt.
So that was a nothing, except for the fight leading up to it. The actual injection process, a big nothing. So unfortunately, we don't have any great stories to tell about it because it wasn't like a big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. I'm just glad we did it. We got to do it once a week. Mm-hmm. But I think we're well on our way to making this a successful program.
Well, don't they say if you do anything for 2 weeks, you can make it a habit? And I was already talking to Alan. I said, okay, we've eliminated sugar. And a lot of people eliminate sugar from their diets, and sometimes you go back off of it. And, we were talking about dairy. What if we just eliminate dairy out of our diets? Do you think we could do that forever? That'd be really
tough
hard.
Because I love cheese.
I do too.
I'm like a big mouse. I love cheese.
I do
too. That's going to be, are you going to give up queso the rest of your life?
I'm not a big queso person. I'd rather do salsa than queso and guacamole. You look at that. When do I order queso? I order guacamole.
We order queso.
You order queso.
Oh, yeah, I order queso. I like queso.
I like queso okay.
I like cheese. I just like all kinds of cheese.
I like cheese too.
So yeah,
I don't know. We have to think about that one.
Can't do that. What else do we want to talk about on that program, babe?
Well, there's not really much to tell right now. Like I said, we're just eating pretty clean, but we're going to have more to tell about it in the future because it's a program that's coming to where we live, and so we're going to be talking more about it then.
Yeah, but it's been interesting. I'll say that. Kelly will talk about it a lot more on the radio, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's more about what you concentrate on, what you can eat, not what you can't. And it's like I said, for me, it's been not that bad at all. It's just, getting past that first 2 or 3 days of getting into the habit. But now we're doing good. We're rocking and rolling. It's been a lot of fun.
You know what is kind of, I will confess, it is kind of fun for me to be able to go into the kitchen and put together a pretty good meal. I wouldn't say gourmet, but I'm in there cooking
Chopping.
a couple of different steps of stuff. Got to cut some vegetables, got to saute some onions, got to season a chicken breast, got to chop it up, got to put that in the pan and everything. And after 20 minutes, you got a good grilled chicken salad that's totally healthy.
That's what we did tonight.
It was pretty good.
It was very good, honey.
What was the dressing? A roasted?
It was roasted tomato Italian.
Yeah. Sun-dried tomato. Roasted sun-dried tomato Italian dressing.
It was good, wasn't it?
That was good. 0 calories.
Mm-hmm. Very, very good stuff. So anyway, that's the progress on that. Butt shots, not a big deal. What was a big deal was this week, I woke up, was it Monday morning? And I found out that Chris Pratt had proposed to his sweet Katherine Schwarzenegger. She is beautiful. Do you even know what she looks like?
Yeah,
You've seen them online?
Pictures. Yeah, she's really
pretty. She's a good girl. She's a good Catholic girl.
She's a Kennedy.
A Kennedy by Shriver, because Maria Shriver's mother was a Kennedy. So she's a Kennedy light.
And in the final analysis, we all inhabit this small planet, breathe the same air. We cherish our children's futures, and we are all mortal.
And now you can do her father.
That's my JFK.
Now do her father. I can't believe you didn't go immediately for her father.
I've got her father for sure.
Yeah.
Well, now you put me on the spot. I can't think of any of his.
Arnold.
What is
I'll
Arnold?
be back.
Yeah, everyone says that. I'm trying to think of.
You always say the same thing.
Yeah. I'm a friend of Sarah O'Connor. I was told that she was here. May I see her, please? No, she's in the back making a statement. Where is she? Look, if you just have a seat over there, she'll be out in a moment. I'll be back.
Very good, honey.
Did you like that, babe?
I love that.
Did you like that?
The first Terminator
That's the Terminator.
I know. The first Terminator is my favorite Terminator.
It's not the tumor. Where's that one from?
I don't know.
Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, okay. No,
remember the kids were beating on him and they said he had a tumor on his head or something? It's not the tumor.
My first, the first Terminator is my favorite because the guy that was helping Sarah Connor, is it O'Connor or just Connor? Sarah Connor?
Sarah Connor.
Was Michael Biehn. And he was this beautiful actor. He had blonde hair. And I had the most incredible crush on this guy. He was also in a movie, I think, called Navy SEALs and another movie called Coach. Those are the only 3 I can think of right now. But I loved him so much in that movie. So that's my favorite one forever. And Sarah Connor was so cool.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah, that was a cool movie.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Catherine.
Okay, so
what
Chris
were we
Pratt's,
even talking about?
Chris Pratt's father-in-law is now going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is a very big deal. And I've heard, it was a kind of a whirlwind romance thing because they only dated. I think Maria Shriver introduced them. I don't know the circumstances behind it, but I remember the first time I saw them together, they were out having a picnic in wine country. And we're like, oh, that's cute. He's just, getting back out there, starting to date a little bit, because his divorce was final at that point, I believe, from Anna Faris. They were together for 8 or 9 years. And they have a little boy named Jack.
It's Anna?
Anyway, it's Anna Faris, not Anna. It's Anna because I listened to her podcast. She has, what's it called? Oh, something about expert, not an expert or something. I can't remember the name of her podcast. She cusses so bad on that podcast.
Do we need to cuss more?
No, I don't like. That's not us. That's not us.
It's me.
You're not that bad. You would be shocked. She just
Really?
says it's like how much I say like. I say like entirely too much is how many times she sprinkles in F-bombs and stuff, and it's just not necessary. And I don't it wasn't pleasing to my ear.
So there's a lot of which one is it?
But
there's a lot of cussing on it?
Yes, Anna Faris's, but I can't remember what it's called. Something about not being an expert or something. So anyway, okay. I got a little off track of that. Oh, I know her name's Anna because she said it on the podcast. So anyway, she's really cool with it. They have an amicable split. She moved on really quickly after she and Chris called it off. She's been dating this guy like the minute they were done. And Chris kind of took his time. So it seems like a real whirlwind romance, but a lot of people would say that about us too. You know, we dated a year and got engaged, and we were married 5 months later.
Oh, we had people telling us.
We did.
We had people telling us it ain't going to work.
Yeah, but at our advanced age, we ain't got time to waste.
Oh, big mistake.
Now, Katherine, she's 28, I believe, and Chris is in his mid-30s. He probably wants more kids, and I'm sure she does too. So last weekend, we saw him moving her out of her house or apartment, wherever she lived in Santa Monica. And I was like, where's she going? Where is she going? Or is she just moving? Well, it turns out she was moving in with him. People magazine said exclusively they are living together because the next day we find out they're engaged. And they're planning what we hear, a summer wedding in Martha's Vineyard, because her family, obviously, she had a lot of fun times growing up there, a lot of good memories. It might not happen there. These are rumors. And that Chris is like, I will do whatever you want, spend whatever you want. We got this. You have the wedding of your dreams. And she will, because Maria Shriver's her mother.
Sure.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger's her father. And Chris Pratt is going to be her husband. So it's going to be a very big deal. The cost of their wedding, we can't even imagine. The cost of her wedding ring, we don't know for sure. But somebody actually, sources, they were talking about, Chris gave her this oval diamond ring. And he's not going to tell anybody how much he paid for it, obviously. But one jewelry expert in Beverly Hills said it appears to be, based on, how it sits on her finger, a 5-carat diamond.
Whoa.
And those can range based on, cut, clarity, whatever. It can range anywhere from $150,000 to $550,000.
That's just a little bit smaller than yours.
Well, how many? Oh, mine's 3, right? Altogether.
Whoa!
Isn't it?
Whoa!
Altogether, isn't it?
Whoa! Why are you dropping that dime on the podcast? Wow!
Why is that
dropping a big dime?
You got it for me.
Wow!
But isn't it 3?
I thought ladies weren't supposed to talk about that.
We're talking about Katherine's.
But I thought you weren't supposed to talk about yours.
Is it 3 or not?
I'm not gonna say.
It's 3, right?
Hey,
it's 3. So anyway. His could
it's
be
a lot.
Ours are no $150,000 ring, but his is anywhere from $150,000 to $550,000 based upon this expert. Okay, now, so what is the average person spending on a ring these days? Do you ever wonder that? Do you wonder the average costs of weddings? I did. So,
DeBools will tell you a 3-month salary.
No, that's not just me. That's a marketing thing. That is not the rule. That's just some marketing campaign that was very, very successful. So now people think you're supposed to have 3 months salary to put for a ring, and that's not the case. But according to Brides Magazine, American Wedding Study, weddings are even more expensive than ever. In 2018, they surveyed over 800 brides-to-be or newlyweds and found out the average cost of a wedding is now up to, guess.
The average cost of a wedding, the entire thing.
You got the really blowout weddings and the people that get married with just punch and nuts.
The average cost
It's the way it used to be when I was growing up. I'd go to many weddings when I was a little girl, and they served nuts in the wedding cake.
I will say $30,000.
Higher.
$50,000.
Lower.
Okay, I was in there. $40,000.
Higher.
Okay, $45,000.
Lower. You're not very fun at playing high-low.
$42,000.
Higher.
$42,50.
Higher. Just say 44 and be done with it.
$44,000.
$44,000.
I guess 45. Why didn't you just say? You pretty close. There.
Because I said lower. Because I was playing high-low.
Okay.
So it's $44,000. That's crazy. I haven't added up the receipts from our wedding though.
No, there was no way ours was.
I don't think it was that much. No. Okay, the average engagement ring cost right now, the average, again, remember, you've got the people spending like Chris Pratt, hundreds of thousands of dollars. and you have the people that, they scrape together to get these little, diamond chips. Okay.
Nothing wrong with a diamond chip.
Nothing wrong with that, because it's about the love. It's not about the size of the ring. The average engagement ring, $7,829 in 2018. That is up from $5,023 from just the year before.
Wow.
That is a $2,800 jump in 1 year.
I wonder why that is.
I know, that's a big jump for 1 year.
I wonder if that's economy.
I guess so, because people are doing better.
Because
right?
less people. Well, wait a second. That's average cost.
The average.
Okay.
The average engagement ring.
So,
that's what they're paying.
Well, okay.
Because that accounts, they said the engagement ring makes up 14% of the overall wedding budget.
You know what?
So that's what they're paying.
You know what I bet part of it is people are waiting longer to get married.
So they have a little bit more income.
So they have a little bit more income.
And they said the average cost of the wedding band is $1,800. So together, combined, that's close to $10,000 for the wedding set for the woman. And that's not including the man, who men used to not care. They just like, give me a little band. Even if they wear one. And now somebody like Allen, you want to make more of a fashion statement with your ring. So men's wedding bands I don't have the cost on men's wedding bands. I'm just saying men now are putting more into thought into their rings as well.
Well, all I know is you're bringing the average number up on both those.
Who's dropping that dime? Who's dropping that dime?
Yes.
All right. So they said that the study also found that 38% of couples in 2018 had engagement parties, up 6% from the year before. We didn't have
an engagement
one
party
because I had a big engagement party for my first wedding. Did you have a big engagement party for your first marriage?
Oh shit! I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
Okay.
I can't remember.
You're not like Anna Faris with her potty mouth.
Wait, an engagement party?
Yeah, where people celebrated your engagement.
I think there was a shower.
That's different. I had an engagement party. I had an engagement party. This time, a couple of my friends talked about it and we're like, we're getting married in 5 months. It's not really necessary. So we just went with 2 other couples. We went over to their house, got drunk, and played, what was that game? That horrible humanities game?
Truth or Dare?
No, the humanities. Crimes
Cards of Humanity?
Cards of Humanity or something.
Cards Against Humanity.
I didn't really get that. And we got ice cream. That's what we did for our engagement party, if you want to count that. That wasn't really one. And then they said that 80% of couples did a professional engagement photo shoot, up from 66% in 2017. 80%.
Did an engagement photo shoot?
Mm-hmm.
We did. Well, I surprised Kelly with a photographer because I proposed at the top of a big tower here in Dallas called Reunion Tower.
Right.
And I have a friend that is a photographer, and she was on the down low. Kelly had no idea she was there.
So she photographed our actual engagement.
Yeah, the actual engagement she photographed. And I also had one of my other friends, as I got down on bended knee, she played our song.
That I never heard because there was so much. I was screaming and hooting and carrying on like a fool.
Yeah.
But it was I Love You by the Climax Blues Band,
That's
if anyone's wondering. But they said the reason, so 66% of couples did it in 2017, 80% in 2018. They give a lot of the credit of that to Instagram.
Why?
Because people want to show off their pictures, their prettiest pictures on Instagram, and it's that whole pictures or it didn't happen, mentality everybody's got now. And so that they're giving a lot of credit to that to Instagram because you're kind of bragging when you show those pictures.
When you show your engagement?
Your engagement photos. Look how pretty you are.
Why does it have to be bragging, though? Maybe you're just happy.
Yeah, but you want to show off your pretty pictures.
Sure, that's part of it.
Yeah,
you want
that's part
your
of the
friends
fun.
to know you got engaged.
That's part of the fun.
That's part of the fun, right.
So anyway, that's just some interesting wedding
Now,
facts.
if you got a 5-carat ring and you showed a close-up of that dog and said that ring was 5 carats... that would be bragging.
Okay. What if you just showed a close-up of the ring and didn't say how many carats it was?
I don't think that's bragging. You're just showing your ring.
Now, these weddings being $44,000, what do you think, as a man, in your perspective, is a good place to cut the budget on a wedding? Like, what do you think is the must-have if you're going to spend money on something? Spend it on this. If you're looking for areas to cut, where's the area to cut as a man in your perspective?
All right. In my experience with this, I'll tell you where I'm not going to cut a wedding. If it were up to me, I'm not going to cut the food and booze, and I'm not going to cut the entertainment, DJ or band, whatever.
So the
that
reception is all because it really is.
Yeah, don't. It's supposed to be
the majority of the wedding.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a big party. If I'm going to cut something, I mean, I like flowers as much as the next guy. Do I need the biggest, most robust, full bouquets? No. Table settings, you know.
I agree.
I can probably find some friends to help me build some of those, you know, without hiring a florist.
Yeah, you can do.
Good.
You can do. You could do it yourself, even to save money and do the table arrangements. That's where I would say to cut the money.
I mean, I drew our invitation.
Yep, you did that.
Remember
because
that?
the invitations are so
they're so
horribly expensive.
Yeah.
I'm like, I couldn't justify spending that on an invitation. I just couldn't. And I think it was my idea to have you design it, wasn't it? To do your tattoo art because you were so good at it.
It might have been. Might have been.
So I asked Alan if he would design the wedding invitation, and we had them printed at a fraction of the cost. So there's things like that you can do to save money. You can find a local printer. You don't have to buy these embossed wedding invitations because you know where those go? In the trash.
In the trash.
Nobody saves those. I mean, unless you're Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin, nobody's saving your wedding invitation as a souvenir.
Hey, babe, just real quick. We started this podcast by saying we're podcasting in bed, and I've got one eye on the game here.
And I'm 100% paying attention to the podcast.
And I am too. But let me just, for all you Chiefs fans out there, 31-31. Chiefs just tied it up. Why is the DVR doing this?
Because remember we paused it, and I asked you if you want me to fast forward it to real time.
Okay. Anyway, the Chiefs just tied up the NFC or AFC Championship 31-31.
Probably about a minute or so ago because we're watching it on a delay.
Yeah,
but by the time the podcast hears it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl competitors have been decided. By the end of this podcast, we'll know for sure.
Are we going to talk about the other game too? Because we have a lot of listeners in Louisiana.
I know, but we got to
get her done here.
So in Alan and my both opinion, scrimp on flowers, cut corners there, use more candles on your table settings. That makes a big difference too. Don't scrimp on the bar and the food because people get mad if there's not a bar. I'm just telling you that right now.
Well, it depends on the wedding.
Depends on the wedding. If you're, some people are teetotalers.
We've been to some weddings where
there's no alcohol. And you should hear the people grumbling.
Yeah.
Never to the family.
Me being one of them.
Yeah, but people need a bar. Even if it's just, if you can't do a full bar, as long as you're serving beer and wine, if you can't do the full bar, do beer and wine. People will be happy with that. There are ways you can cut corners. Okay?
Yep.
Now, let me tell you about, Alan and I on this new healthy eating program, a weight loss program. Let me tell you how happy we are with Instacart. I was going to the grocery store like almost every day because there was, we're new starting this. There was always something that I forgot we needed, something we wanted to try. So here I am in the grocery store looking at all these temptations around me. And not only that, it was a huge time suck because I was going every day practically there. But I was like, you know what? I'm done with that. I'm going to try Instacart. And that's where the groceries are delivered to me. And all I do is stick to my grocery list because online you're not dealing with the temptations. You just check the list off online. I took advantage of the exclusive coupons. I picked my delivery time. It could have been delivered in as little as an hour, or I could pick my delivery time and boom, right on time. My Instacart personal shopper was at my door, ringing my doorbell. My cold items were cold. My produce was fresh. Everything was stacked appropriately. Nothing was getting squished. I saved time. Ended up saving money. I love Instacart.
You do, babe.
I do. I
can tell.
My trips to the grocery store, those days are numbered.
So numbered. And right now, babe, Instacart, try it. Get $10 off your first order, okay? Just by responding to this offer for a limited time. Go to instacart.com or download the mobile app and enter the promo code SANDWICH10 at checkout. That's $10 off your first order today at instacart.com or go through the mobile app. And don't forget to enter the code SANDWICH10. That's instacart.com or through the mobile app. Use our code SANDWICH10.
I've only used it on my laptop. I haven't tried the app, but the laptop was super easy. And you get to choose from like 10 different whatever grocery stores are in your area. And there was like a dog shop on there, a pharmacy, health food grocery stores, regular grocery stores. It's really great. Instacart has me
I'll tell you
sold.
what, I mean, if you want to save time, if you want to save money.
And if you're on a healthy eating program, like I said, it keeps you from being straying from your temptations. You just check it off the list online.
Do what we do, and that's use Instacart.
All right. So I was talking to my attorney the other day. We just some stuff. And his name is Jeff. And he always, we don't really talk that much, just a couple times a year when I need some legal advice and things. And he always asks about how, Emma Kelly's doing. Well, now he gets to ask about how all 4 of my kids are doing and how's that going with the blended family and stuff. And he has 2 boys. And I was asking about that. And he just out of the blue, he said, you know what? I just got some of the best parenting advice I ever received. And he shared it with me. And I'm like, that inspired me. I want to start doing this too. He said, when adults look back on their childhood, what do they remember most? They remember the traditions. Like I was telling him, we could ask all of our kids today, what did they receive for Christmas?
No, they won't remember.
And they won't remember. Mm-hmm. But I can go back to my childhood and I can remember the traditions that I celebrated with my family, not the gifts I received that year, but the traditions we had. Mm-hmm. Like my mother always made a very special Christmas breakfast. We always, my mother Price always came over. That was the tradition, the traditions. And that really resonated with me because we're so busy giving our kids stuff.
I agree with that because
establishing traditions.
Because one of my most favorite things in the world is the day after Thanksgiving. Because one of the traditions at the Evans house was my mom would always make turkey omelets with rice. And man, they were so good.
So I want to start, that's my goal as a parent, is to stop we just overdo it with the stuff and start thinking of some fun traditions. We're in a unique situation because we're starting our family. It's still new. We could start any tradition we want. We just got to pick the right one.
Yeah. There's no traditions that we have yet?
Not really.
We
Name
haven't
one.
established any
Name
traditions?
One. We talked this past year about being maybe starting an annual Memorial Day party, but that was kind of going to be adults only.
I guess you're right. I guess the traditions that we have are ones that we're introducing to each other through like your mom and dad and my mom and dad.
Yeah, but we need our traditions.
No, I understand.
With our kids.
No, I agree.
Because when they look back, I want them to have warm, fuzzy feelings when they think about what they did with us.
Yeah.
So I don't know
sure.
what those are going to be. I was thinking, Valentine's Day is coming up. Mm-hmm. So I thought it'd be really, really cool if we did a special, even if I think this year we do have the kids on the actual Valentine's Day. And I'm not saying we have to take them out to a really fancy restaurant, but to maybe make everybody get really dressed up really nice. And we do a really nice dinner with like we make the kids make the menus or we make the menus and we serve the kids. That'd or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be a fun tradition to start, like a family Valentine.
Mm-hmm. That would be.
You'd like to do something like that?
That'd be fun.
We can work out the details on that.
That's a good idea,
but I just
babe.
thought that,
Look at you.
That really resonated with me. So I thanked Jeff. I said, Jeff, you inspired me. I'm going to work. Now, his family traditions.
And then did he say that was an hour and a half, so that's going to be $550?
No.
Oh.
Actually,
he'd be more than that. That guy.
You don't even know Jeff. You stop. He's great. No, his family tradition that he shared, because, just to give me one example, every Thanksgiving, he and the boys go to Barbados. That's their tradition.
Yeah, he's doing more than $550 for an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. So Barbados, he's great. But so just that's the little piece of parenting advice I'm going to give to you because it's not mine. Because we fail every day as parents. We do what we can, but we stumble and fall.
Oh, yeah.
Miserably sometimes.
Fail miserably.
Yeah. We're crying, slamming doors. Oh, you're so mean. What was that Dylan kept saying today? Daddy, you're so mean to me. Why are you so mean?
I was a horrible human because I asked Dylan to go back upstairs and get his checkerboard so he could take it to his grandma.
All he's been talking about is taking this check. Even yesterday, he was like, Grandpa, I'm going to bring my checkerboard. I'm going to bring my new checkerboard. He got a Dallas Cowboys checkerboard for Christmas.
Yeah.
By the way, piece of crap.
Yeah.
Somebody else said they got the same exact checkerboard, same thing, piece of crap. All the stickers are peeling off the helmets, piece of crap, but it's checkers. And he was talking about it. We came downstairs without it. And we're like, Dylan, go back up and get your checkers. I don't want to go back upstairs. If you get over there, you're going to be crying and stuff. You don't have the checkers. Grandpa's expecting. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You're so mean
So
me.
for me to ask Dilly to go get his checkerboard, I was the mean guy. Yeah. Yeah.
All
No,
in
I
your
mean,
tone of voice.
what can you do? What can you do?
It was your turn to be the bad guy.
That's right, babe.
Have your kids ever told me I was mean yet? I'm trying to think.
Have my kids said that you're mean?
I'm pretty easy on his kids.
They haven't.
I go pretty easy.
I mean,
on
honestly,
them.
they haven't. They haven't said anything to me.
I go pretty easy on them, don't I? I need to come down harder, don't I?
For the most
I need to
part.
start cracking the whip around here, don't I?
Well, they're pretty good kids for the most
They
part.
are good. You want to talk football
Yeah, I mean, let's make mention. We have a lot of listeners I know
in Louisiana, and they are just sick.
Who dat
right
nation,
now.
man. I feel for you. I feel so bad because the New Orleans Saints tonight got screwed. Okay, that pass at the end of the game was clearly everyone in the stadium, of course, could see it. Everyone at home could see it. Pass interference.
I know. It was a no call or something.
Oh yeah. Clearly pass interference. So, I mean, if they call that pass interference like they should have, the Saints go get a first down. They go down about the 15-yard line. They kick a field goal and win the game with no time on the clock.
What might have been.
Well, that's what should have happened if the ref didn't have his thing up his... He should have thrown the yellow flag.
Man, Anna Ferris would have said it, honey. She would have just cussed it out.
That's not our style.
That's not our style.
But, hey, I'm not a big... huge Saints fan. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I feel for the Saints on that. They got screwed bad.
So who are they playing?
Well, the Rams are
going to the Super Bowl.
Are advancing, and
they're the ones that beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So I didn't want the Rams to win because I wanted the Saints to win because that's a lot of our families, our podcast families there. We love Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge. Everybody's so great to us there. So we're really sad. Our boss man, George, flew down there today just to be there for the game.
Amen.
He's not even getting a hotel room from what I understand. I think he's just flying back like this morning. The first flight he could get back was like 6 a.m. or something.
Yeah, I'm taking the red eye, man. Amen.
Poor guy. Poor
amen.
guy. So we're disappointed. And so it's the Rams and somebody because New England and Kansas City are in overtime. And by the time this podcast ends... Hopefully you saw it on the news because you're not going to find out about it on this podcast.
31-31. I mean, I got to pull for my homie because he's a Texas Tech guy, and but Brady, he'll probably find a way to win this.
It's looking like New England's about to get a touchdown. All right, real quick, have you heard of this online furniture company called Joybird?
I have.
Yeah, Joybird. We don't want you to settle on a piece of furniture just to fill a space. When you buy a house, you have all these empty rooms. You just buy something to put in there. You end up regretting it. You're like, oh, I don't love it. Your furniture should bring you joy. And Joybird can turn whatever dream you have into a reality.
Yeah, it can. They offer, babe, hundreds of styles and options. Do you like contemporary classics? Are you into mid-century modern? Perhaps you prefer rich, buttery leather or a plush velvet. That sounds like my style. Joybird has tons of fabric choices in every color you can think of, plus a wide range of kid and pet-friendly upholstery options.
Boy, with 4 kids and a dog, you
We
need
gotta
those.
have those.
Joybird offers free personal design consultants. So if you have an idea and can't quite express it, they can help you for free. Each piece is made by hand to your specifications, delivered hassle-free to your home. They even remove all the packing materials for you. That's nice.
And free returns within 2 weeks of delivery, plus a 365-day home trial.
That's crazy, right?
Sit on it. Sleep on it. Break it in. If you decide you don't love it, return it, babe. Full refund.
This is crazy.
Keep it, and Joybird offers a lifetime warranty.
Limited lifetime warranty.
Yeah, limited lifetime warranty.
So we want you to see how Joybird is revolutionizing online furniture shopping. You can create the furniture that brings you joy today at joybird.com/883.
Okay.
Paying attention.
A little bit different.
Go to joybird.com/883 to receive an exclusive offer for 25% off your first order by using the code 883. I hope you got that. If you didn't, press the rewind button on your podcast and get that information.
Whoa, we got some great offers tonight, man.
We do. We love our sponsors, and we thank you for supporting us. And thank you for listening to us, my podcast family. We want to remind you again, our contest to win some great Erimish jewelry. We have stackable bracelets for men and women. If you go to either iTunes or Google Podcasts or wherever you listen to the podcast and leave us a review, take a screenshot of it, email it to podcast at kellyandallen.com. Do it by January 31st because that's the deadline, and we will be giving you these bracelets. And New England just won. So it's the Rams and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, honey.
No, that's okay.
Both your teams lost.
Well, my team lost last week, but
at least that happened during one of our contests and not during a sponsor ad.
That's right. Hey, and get out there and follow A Sandwich and Some Lovin' on social media. I don't know if you know this or not. Hopefully you do, but we've got Instagram at A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. We got Facebook, A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. We've got Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's kind of iffy.
Which Kelly runs, at Sandwich11. And then check Kelly and I out too on social media. Kelly at Kelly Raspberry. Kelly's Kelly Raspberry on everything. And on Instagram, I'm at the Alonzo 1971. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter too. Give us a follow there. We talk about a lot.
And we
share a lot.
We've talked a lot about our family vacation coming up at the Valentine Imperial in July. Go to kellyandallen.com/ is it vacation or travel?
Vacation.
/vacation. kellyandallen.com/vacation to
Guys,
get details on that.
This is filling up fast.
We're so excited. At last count, we have 9 couples going with us, and we want more. We want to fill that resort with Sandwiches and Lovin' podcast family.
Yeah, so we've only got a limited amount of spots. It's in July, so you may think,
July 8th.
Man, I got so much time to do this. Well, once the spots are gone, they're gone.
There are 20 total, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's right. So we're almost halfway there, and it's, I know it's still early, but a minimal deposit, it's like $50 holds your spot, right?
And we're living on a prayer.
What does that mean?
You said we're halfway there.
Oh, yeah. I was doing a Bon Jovi reference and didn't realize it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging. My goodness, what happened? Thanks for hanging out with us for another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. We could not do it if you were not here doing it with us, and thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us in bed. We may do it again.
It was comfy.
Do it like this again sometime.
Comfy.
All right, babe. Well, in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.